Less than P class equals data end equals 46. 4 data start equals 78 greater than. It was a cool night in Sydney, and the Matildas stepped onto the Allianz Stadium pitch, knowing a statement needed to be made, not just to their fans, but to themselves. After a rough start to the year, and a string of injuries that left key players sidelined, Australia's women's team found a way to grind out a vital 1-0 win over South Korea, reigniting hope ahead of the 2026 Asian Cup. Less than P class equals data end equals 909, data start equals 466 greater than. In front of a roaring crowd of 37,199, the breakthrough came in the 54th minute, though not from an Aussie boot. Emily van Egmond whipped a dangerous cross into the box, and in a moment of miscommunication, South Korea's Lim Seon-jau redirected the ball into her own net. Despite a desperate dive from goalkeeper Kim Min-jeong, the ball found its way over the line. It wasn't the prettiest of goals, but it was exactly what the Matildas needed. Less than P class equals data end equals 1341. Data start equals 911 greater than. This victory, although slim, carries weight. Not just because it's the team's first win of the year, following a disappointing She Believes Cup campaign that saw them drop to their joint lowest FIFA ranking at 16, but because it came against a tough opponent in South Korea, ranked 19th globally. It was also a bit of redemption, coming 3 years after the heart-wrenching quarter-final loss to the same team in the 2022 Asian Cup. Less than P class equals data end equals 1657, data start equals 1343 greater than. The match wasn't short on drama. Caitlin Foord sent a scare through the camp early in the first half, after a nasty head clash with Cho Yu-rai left her bleeding, though thankfully she returned to play on. Later, Holly McNamara was also forced off after a rough collision with Seon Zhao, who had an evening to forget. Less than P class equals data end equals 2129, data start equals 1659 greater than. Even with their injury list reading like a who's who of Aussie football, Sam Kerr, Hayley Raso, Katrina Gorey, Ellie Carpenter, and Mackenzie Arnold all out, was a gritty, resilient performance. Interim coach Tom Sermani had to juggle missing stars, late withdrawals, and rising pressure with a smile. The win was also a morale boost, in what might be Sermani's final outing at the helm, with Football Australia reportedly nearing a decision on a permanent head coach. Less than EP class equals data end equals 2374, data start equals 2131 greater than. Mary Fowler came off the bench and almost doubled the lead with a slick left-footed effort that shaved the post, and goalkeeper Tegan Micah, standing in for Arnold, held her ground with some crucial saves, especially during Korea's late push. Less than P class equals data end equals 2708, data start equals 2376 greater than. It was far from perfect, but there were sparks. Glimpses of chemistry, flashes of determination, and the roar of a crowd backing their team all the way. The Matildas will face South Korea again in Newcastle on Monday. And while the squad remains bruised and patchwork, they've reminded everyone that they can still find a way to win. Less than P class equals data end equals 2770, data start equals 2710 greater than. And sometimes, that's more important than how you get there. Stay subscribed for more videos.